if you are watching this, you have survived thus far in our PTA program. Today we will be discussing how to manually muscle test the quads as a group, including the recommended position and why. We will also be diving into some clinical manifestations and functional limitations of a person with weak quads. But first, let's dive into some anatomy. The quadriceps are made up of four muscles: the rectus femoris, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, and vastus intermedius, all of which extend the knee. The only one that's the exception is rectus femoris, which flexes the hip, since it is attached to the anterior inferior iliac spine for its origin. The other vastus muscles, they all originate from the proximal femur. For example, the vastus medialis originates from the medial lip of the linea aspera. Vastus lateralis originates from the lateral lip of linea aspera, gluteal tuberosity, and greater trochanter. Vastus intermedius originates from the anterior and lateral shaft of the femur. They all insert, including rectus, to the tibial tuberosity via the quad tendon. It is also innervated by the femoral nerve.
So in order to perform a manual muscle test for the quadricep muscles, you want to have the patient seated at the edge of a bed. This is a pretty hard surface, but if you have a soft surface, you could use a towel roll to put under his knee for a lever action. The reason you have them seated at the bed is so that they can perform active range of motion at the knee. Go ahead and flex your quad. And that shows you that he has at least a 3 out of 5 strength score. Now, since you know that he can go against gravity, you want to have him go up into full extension, and you're going to push against the ankle towards the floor and have them hold for about 5 seconds. You ready? Relax. So he was able to hold at a pretty strong strength from me, and that will indicate a 5 out of 5 strength.
So you just witnessed manual muscle testing for the quadriceps. So some clinical manifestations of weak quads would be quad gait, which was demonstrated in some of our previous videos on the Carroll PTA 2019 page. So make sure to subscribe to that. Great stuff on there. You would also see some knee buckling, just since that we can extend, especially if it goes into flexion, it's gonna buckle. You would also have some low back pain, because then if they're compensating for that, they're going to have a lot of back pain from compensation. Then you might see some forward posture as well, because they're going to be flexing that hip just to compensate for that. So you might also get some pain there and some forward posture. So they're going to have some functional limitations. So that would be walking endurance, probably some issues with climbing stairs because they can't really power through and extend. Toilet and bed transfers, getting out of bed, getting down to the toilet, getting back up from the toilet, that kind of thing. Also, just picking stuff up off the floor. You don't realize when you bend over, you kind of take for granted your quads. Because then if you're bending that knee to pick something up, you have to power through and extend using that knee. Anyways, so that's everything for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, like I said before, and we will see you in class.